Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So inshallah we're going to start. We will do 2 ayats of Surah Luqman today, ayat number 31 and 32. So inshallah we will do a simple translation first, and then we'll do a detailed understanding of these verses. In the ayat number 31, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alam tara. These 3 words have come again and again in the Quran, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invites the person to ponder, to pay attention, to think about, to see. So, have you not seen is the simple translation. Annal fulka, that the ship, tajri fil bahri, sails in the ocean. Bini'amatillahi, by the grace, by the mercy, by the bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by drawing the attention of the person towards this fact, is saying, liyuriyakum, so that he might show you, he might bring into your knowledge, min ayatihi, of his signs, the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself says that inna fi dhalika, in this phenomena that you see, that ships are sailing in the soft water, la ayat, are definite sure signs. Likulli means for every sabbarin shakur, a person who wants to be steadfast, patient, and thankful, grateful. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings another sign, and then effect that how people reflect on that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا غَشِيَهُمْ. So if there is a scene that people are traveling or they are sailing in a ship in the ocean, and then all of a sudden the heavy waves start coming towards the ship. So this is the thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning. وَإِذَا غَشِيَهُمْ مَوْجٌ, when a wave tries to cover them, heavy wind and heavy waves start moving towards the ship. Kazzolali, and they look like they are going to cover the entire ship. And that's like a canopy that sits on your head and it covers. So people get scared at that time, and Allah says, Da'awullaha. They started calling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they started making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mukhlisina, with sincerity or being very sincere towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that points that at that time, all other false gods they used to call disappear. Only they remember and call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lahuddin, to make their faith purely, sincerely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah says, فَلَمَّا نَجَّاهُمْ إِلَى الْبَرِّ. Then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saves them and brings them back towards the land, towards the dry land, so what happens after that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning one group of people who become moderate. Moderate means they are not showing either extreme, being on one side in disobedient, or on the other side, but they try to take a moderate path in between. So whatever that is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking that some of these people become like that. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا يَجْهَدُ بِآيَاتِنَا. No one denies, disputes, disagrees with our signs, illa, except kullu khattarin kafur, every one of those who is a traitor or he is ungrateful. So a person who is ungrateful and who keeps breaking his promise towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah says that only those people are the ones who deny our verses and our signs. So that's a simple translation. There are certain rules which are repeating here, and I will point to those as we proceed. But again, briefly, the word alam tara has come many times, even last time. But briefly, I want to remind something here about one phenomena that takes place in the Fusha language, is that if you have three letters, and we always use the example fa'ala, these are three actual alphabetical letters. So when we make the words or grammar out of these things, they follow a certain pattern, a certain rule. On the other hand, there are three of these letters, ya, waw, and alif. These are called huruf-e-illat, weak letters, and they are used for the purpose of sound mostly. Illat is sick or weak letters, but whenever any of these three will appear in the actual root letters of a word, and then when you start making the grammar and words out of those, if sometimes you will see one letter is coming here anywhere, sometimes you see that two of those will be coming here. In that case, because these are already sound letters, and the sound for this, for example, is E in English, this is O in English, and this is A in English. So sound and the letters, they get mixed up. So we had to modify the actual sound of the word which is being created. And we'll take an example here again. So the root letters, so this means to do, fa'ala, to do. In a simple grammatical form, if I put a ta in the beginning of these three letters, this ta brings the meaning of you and present tense. So when I say taf'alu, combining this ta with these three letters, the meaning will be you do, or you are doing, or you will do. So that is the formation. Now take these three letters, ra, alif, and ya. The meaning of these three letters is to see. So note here again that two of these letters, alif and ya, are weak letters. They belong to the category of huruf-e-illat. So when we make the grammar using, for example, this pattern there, on this one, a lot of sounds will change. Sometimes you drop the letters. There are a whole category of rules. So let's do that. If I take the pattern here, ta, fa, ain, and lam, so when we make the actual word, it sounds like that. Ta has a fatah. We combine with a, fa, and pronounce taf. Then on the third letter, we put a fatah, taf-a. Last letter always carry a dhamma or a pesh. So the sound is taf-alu. Taf-alu means you do. Okay. Rule is standard, except that middle letter keeps changing, but that's not the point right now. So taf-alu. So if I apply that rule here and want to make the English where translation is that you see or you are seeing. So to make the you and present tense, we have to put a ta in the beginning and write down the other three letters just like they are, and put fataha on the first one just like they are, and then sukoon on the second one, and fataha on the third one, and a dhamma on the last one. So now notice that, first of all, immediately notice that the sound of ya is the sound of E. and grammatically it's a pesh dhamma is coming with the sound of O. So it's a kind of mismatch, not easy to pronounce. So we adjust this word. And the way we adjust this word is that, again, if you try to pronounce, this is tara ayu, very funny sounding. So in the language, spoken language, they fix this word this way. They take the fatha on ta and leave it there. In these three letters, they move the fatha on the alif backward on ra, so it becomes tara, and sound of alif after tara is a short alif. So tara is actually the final word. Tara means you see. So this is the starting point of that word te, ra, and short alif, which is hamza. The alif is short alif. Okay, so start with this thing. Now what we are going to do, we are going to add a word to make a sentence. We are going to add two things. Alif with a fatha has a meaning of a question mark, and lam has the meaning of not, but it does three things actually. I pointed out before. First thing, it makes the sentence negative. Second thing, it pulls the sentence in the past tense. And third thing is that it changes the harkat on the last letter. So we'll do that. Let's do. So if I put tara here, tara, and this one, which means you see. So first thing this lam will do is change this to a sukoon. Okay, and sukoon doesn't have any sound, any reason, so we throw away the ya. So what is left is as it is in the Quran, a lam tara. How the meaning is changing. Alif brings the question mark, lam brings the not, and it pulls the thing in the past tense. So the meaning is not present tense, literally it is past tense. So the meaning will be, did you not see? Instead of that present tense, it becomes past tense because of the lam. If it was la here or the other end not words, then meaning will remain in the present tense, but it will become in the past tense. So the meaning of these three letters, and in Quran, many places this combination comes. Alam tara kaifa, so kaifa fa'ala. So alam tara means have you not seen. Now only seen is not translated. Have you not heard? Have you not come across? Have you not pondered? Have you, the knowledge has not come to you? There are many meanings based on the context of the subject. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pointing to the word ship. So let's understand that one. Fa, lam, and kaf are the root letters. And many words are created. One of the meaning is sky. But if you pronounce as that full kun, important thing is that if you put a fa, dhamma, and combine with the lam, full, and kaf has two dhammas, it is a noun and it means ship or a boat. Okay, it's used for both. Okay, depends on the context. So full kun, if I say falakun, that is the sky. Full kun means a ship. So first thing you do, you put an al before that. Al brings the meaning of the ship. So we talk about some particular ship. The ship is under conversation, and al changes to the mas to one. It becomes al full ku. Al full ku means the ship. Then we are going to put this word in the beginning, which is anna in this case. Anna has two meanings and you can apply either one of those. Anna means that. one meaning is that, and in the context you can translate, the other meaning is surely. So you can translate anna, but anna has the effect on the noun. It changes last letter to fataha. And you read together, annal fulka, that the ship, or surely the ship. Either way you can translate, but that is more appropriate here. Alam tara, have you not seen? Annal fulka, that the ship. Okay. Now, ship in Arabic is a feminine word. So if ship is moving, the Arabic, we will use the feminine grammar for that. Okay. So if root letters are, before I do that, if you have these three letters fa and lam, and if in another version, if I put a ta in the beginning and pronounce as taf'alu, this has also the meaning of she does. So this ta brings two kinds of meanings, you do or she does, and you have to translate based on the context. So in this case, the one of the meanings says whoever that she is, feminine word, present tense, she does. Okay. So now we will apply this rule on these three letters, jim, ra, and ya. Okay. Jaraya, that means to run or to float or to sail. There are many meanings. The word jari in Urdu is from the same root letters. Something is moving. So this is the meaning. So now what we are going to do is we are going to put a ta in the beginning and apply the feminine grammar. So this will be sounded tajri. Okay, same thing will happen, last letter dhamma will be killed because it's a sound. So the word tajri is written this way, and tajri means she, whoever that she is. Tajri means she, I'm just first going to write down she, and in this case we are talking about the ship or the boat. So ship or boat sails, doesn't run, okay, in the water, it sails. So she sails. Now the word is boat, so you replace that. Okay, so the meaning will be that the ship sails. Have you not seen, alam tara, annal fulka, that the ship, tajri, is sailing or sails. Next word is fil bahri. So root letters are ba, ha, and ra, and the noun is baharun. Baharun is the noun, and this means ocean or waters. Then you put al before that, so it becomes the ocean. Al removes one dhamma, so it becomes al bahru, the ocean. Then you put fi, fi means in, and you pronounce fil baha, and because of the harf-e-jar fi, last letter is changed to a kasra. So the final word is fil bahri, in the ocean. Tajri fil bahri, sailing in the ocean. Have you not seen that the ship is sailing in the ocean? Observation. Then Allah says why it just does not go down. Bini'matillah. So again, noon, ayn, and mim are the root letters. Noun is ni'matun. Important thing is that this is again a feminine word. Ni'matun. Last letter, if it is a dhamma or a ta marbuta, round ta, then this is again a feminine word. Ni'matun is the word. Blessing, bounty, ni'mat that we commonly use. Then you combine with another noun, which is Allahu. Allahu is the word. So when you combine them together by putting an off in them as mudaf, mudaf ilayh, So it becomes grace or bounty of Allah. So in English we put an of. In Arabic you remove one dhamma, so it becomes ni'matu. This becomes kasra. So the final word is ni'matullahi. Now, when we write down them together, we open this round ta in the text writing to a regular ta. So it becomes ni'matullahi, bounty or ni'mat or blessing or grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then put a B in the beginning, which is a harf jar, and it means with in this case. B is a harf jar, it will change ni'matu dhamma to a kasra. So it becomes bini'matillahi. By this is kasra, ni'mat. Bini'matillahi, by the mercy or by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is saying that the sailing of the ship is not on its own, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who makes it stay on the top of the water and moving, also puts in the motion. So this is a mercy upon the mankind only, because man is the one who uses the ship for its own benefit. So it's extra in'am of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah says after that, لِيُرِيَكُم مِّنْ آيَاتِهِ. So let's understand one more thing here. We just saw the word Ra, Alif and Ya. 3 letters, and the meaning was to see. And these are 3 letters, so we say they belong to 3 letters of the group Fa'ala. We are going to make a bigger word by adding an alif, 4 letters. It becomes alif, ra, alif, ya, ara. The meaning is to show. So the meaning changes from seeing to showing, which means here only one person is involved, here 2 people are involved, or 2 are involved. One is showing, one is seeing here. So this is 4 letters. Okay. Now we are going to make the grammar of this word. Okay. So when we put a ya in the beginning, this becomes the grammar of 3rd person he, and present tense. Yaf'alu instead of taf'alu, yaf'alu is he, present. So we are going to make the grammar of this one. Also in the 3 letters we yaf'alu, so ya has a fatha on it. In the 4 letter, ya carries a dhamma. So this will be ya. Okay. And then yuriya. That's, we drop this alif in the middle. So this become he shows. Yuriya, he shows. Then you add kum after that. Kum means you, plural. So word will be yuriyakum. He shows you. Here he is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the word is pointing to Allah. So that's the word written there. But there is one more after that. One more thing is happening before that. Before that, we are adding a lam with a kasra. This is called lam-e-ta'lil, and its meaning is so that. And this lam-e-ta'lil is the one who actually pushed the fatha on that one. So the word becomes li-yuriyakum. So if you write down together, li-yuriyakum is exactly this way. So that he may show you. You can bring the meaning of may or might or should. Instead of he shows you, he may show you. This lam-e-ta'lil or lam does that. It brings the meaning of possibility also. So liyuriyakum, so that he may show you. And he is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does Allah planned to show you min ayatihi. Okay, so min has meaning of from or among or of, many meaning based on the context. Ayatun is written this way. Ayatun is singular word, means a sign. Okay, you have to pronounce this alif a, stretch it a. Yatun, important thing is that this has a fatha, so don't pronounce ayatun, ayatun. Okay, make a plural of that. In the plural, two things happen. Meaning will be signs. So first letter stays same and alif stays same and sound is same, a. What happens on the ya? We replace this by a short alif and take this ta marbuta and open it in the plural. Just writing, sound is still same. So the word becomes ayatun. Very clearly pronounced correctly. Don't stretch here. Ayatun. Stretch here. Ayatun. That only that will change from singular to plural, and some people don't pay attention. So make sure that you pay attention, otherwise meaning will change from one sign to multiple signs. So what is ayatun? Then combined with the who means he, and it is pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you combine by putting an of in between, it becomes signs of Allah, signs of Allah, and ayatun loses one dhamma and this pronoun does not change, so it becomes ayatuhu. Ayatuhu. Both of this ta and ha have the sound of u. Now you have to put the min before that. Min is the harf jar. Harf jar will bring the meaning of, for example, or from, or among his signs. Among may be better translation. Among the signs of Allah. There are many signs. So he is showing you some among the signs. So what happens with the min, harf jar? Min will look at the next word and will change dhamma to a kasra. So now it became min ayati. In the tajweed, to make easy on the pronunciation and add the beauty in the sound, we also pronounce this who as he. Only the tajweed. Meaning is same. Min ayatihi. Write down together. This ha is written this way. Okay. So of his signs, among his signs, among the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So he may show you. You look at the ship, how they are sailing, ponder, you will be able to see the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah says, Inna fi dhalika. Inna means now, inna is becoming, so the sentence is almost finished there. So assume that you are still within the same number, verse 31, but the second sentence is starting, Inna fi dhalika. So inna is coming in the beginning of the sentence. So inna is translated as surely or indeed or definitely. Surely. Now, two things are happening here. Fi dhalika. These are simple words, they have no effect. Fi means in. Dhalika is, actually I pointed out, and I'll mention one more time briefly, it's made of 4 letters. This word za, 2 letters, is called isme ishara. It is pointing to some object. If you are pointing to something, that's ishara. So that is the meaning of za. the lam is used to point to a distance place. Ka is person is being talked about. You, I'm telling you, look there. So zalika, simple meaning is that, but it has a lot of deeper meanings inside. It's a ishara, it's a pointing to a distant object, and you are being told that thing. So zalika, inna fi zalika, indeed in this or in that. That means the sentence which has been spoken before, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pointing the attention of the reader that again think about that tajri fil bahri. That is, he wants to bring to the attention. Then says Allah, la ayatil likulli sabbarin shakur. So let's look at that one. The word is, again, we just saw the word ayatun, means signs. But this time, couple other things are happening. Okay, the letter lam is lam-e-tawqeed. It has a different meaning. Lam-e-tawqeed brings the emphasis. Taqeed. Taqeed or tawqeed means to emphasize something. Okay. Lam-e-tawqeed will again change this to ayat. Okay. So when you write down together, it's written in the Quran, lam and alif are combined together, and it is written la and a this way. Yatin. Indeed, surely in these statements which Allah just made are the sure signs, definite signs. First, inna is making the surety, then lam is making surety, which means this is a definite statement. It is a very, very definite statement. Then let's look at the other word here after that. One thing I want to point out here, because this formation is coming 2 times. Let's look at these 3 letters. So ghain, fa and ra. Ghafara. Ghafara means to forgive. We use this word all the time. Now, when we make the noun or the file or the doer, in some words they are made 3 ways. First one is ghafir. Full word is ghafirun. So we'll write down the full word. Second word is made, which we read also in the Quran and many places, Ghaffarun. Always last 2 letters. Last letter has 2 dhamma. Ghaffarun. The next word is Ghafurun. All these words are used for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because He forgives. Okay, but what is the meaning and difference in these 3 words? Quran uses all 3. In the language, all these 3 are used. Basic meaning is to forgive. So what is the difference in these 3? Formation. That one time you simply put an alif here and call ghafirun. In the second one, you add a shadda on the middle letter and put an alif, it becomes ghaffarun. Third times you add a waw in the middle here. 3 words. Ghafir is a simple word. Its meaning is forgiver. One who is forgiving. Just doer, simple doer. Okay, forgiver. When the word Ghaffarun is used, the meaning is, which many translators do not explain, they just say forgiver, a lot forgiver. A lot of forgiver. I'm just going to use that. And so, doesn't matter how many sins you have committed. Lot of sins. Not only that, I say, oh, I forgave you yesterday and you're doing the sins again. Allah will forgive a lot of sins. So this brings the meaning of quantity of sins. This one is bring the meaning of again and again. Again and again, forgiver. What does that mean? Is that we do sin today, we disobey today, He forgives. We repeat the same sin tomorrow. He doesn't say, look, I forgave you yesterday, no more. He doesn't say that. He forgives again. Repeat the same sin or disobedience next day. Allah will not say, no, this time I'm not going to forgive you. He will forgive you again if you sincerely ask the forgiveness. That quality of again and again is brought when we make the word in this pattern, ghafurun. When we make the word in this pattern, it brings the quantity of the sins to be forgiven. This is a simple forgiver. So in Arabic, because in both of these ayats, this pattern is repeating. So I wanted to point out the significance, how, and there may be more interpretation, but this is in general the understanding of how you make 3 words out of the same root letters and they bring the multiple set of meanings. So the word is sabbarun shakurun. Okay, so let's look at the word. Word is sabara, to have patience. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this time is using the word ghaffarun wazan, so it becomes sabbarun. Sabbarun is a person who has a lot of patience. And the one is who have a lot of patience is in English is translated as steadfast. He's a firm, shows a steadfastness all the time. That kind of person Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is defining as a, not sabir, sabbar. Okay, lot of patience. He goes through a lot of tests and trials and all that, and he is strong, being patient towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The next word is again made at the different wazan, sheen, kaf and ra. So this time at the wazan of ghafurun, this becomes shakurun. A person who is shakur. What is shakur? Shakurun is, the word is ghafurun, again and again. So he is thankful, grateful to Allah again, not again and again. Yeah, at the ghafur is the again and again. So he is again thankful. He is again being thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All day long he is being thankful. Any little favor, any bounty he says around him from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he can digest his food easily. He's being thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So shakurun is the quality here of a person who is being grateful, thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again and again. So with that, let's move on the next ayat. وَإِذَا غَشِيَهُمْ مَوْجٌ. 2 things here I want to point out. That waw means and the word idha. Iza is used for the meaning of when, but when something is going to happen in the future. So I'm just going to put the word future. If you are doing something in the past, the word is used. When you are doing something in the future, meaning is same when, but iza is used. The next word is ghain, sheen, and ya. The meaning of this is to cover. In Urdu there is a word ghashi, which means the unconsciousness or befalls. Ghashiyat tari ho jana, which means he passed out. Okay, something covered him. It is used for that. So the simple meaning is a covering, putting a shelter over something, covering. Okay, so when you make the grammar, ghashiya, middle letter has a kasra, fa'ala, but the middle letter has kasra, so ghashiya. The ghashiya will mean it covered, past tense. Okay, now notice one thing here, the beauty of the sentence is that Iza is the future, when in the future. Ghashiya is the past tense. So it's a very strange combination. But by doing that, we are saying that starting from the past to the future. Ghashiya mawjun, whenever a mawj, a wave covers them. Okay? Whenever mawj is a wave of water, so when you put the word mawjun, important thing is that if you notice that last letter has two dhammas on the two page, this means wave of water in the ocean. If two dhammas are there, then it goes and kills the sound of it. So meaning will be wave covers, covered actually. But because of the Iza, it's a future, so what is being said that whenever a wave covers, which means people are sailing today, they were sailing yesterday, they will be sailing tomorrow, phenomena will repeat. So now best translation says whenever, not when only. Whenever a wave covers, whenever a ship is sailing, there are people on this ship, and then the word is whom. Whom means them. Them are the people who are on the ship. So whenever a wave starts coming, trying to cover them, heavy storm starts appearing in the ocean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the quality of this mawj is by mentioning before with the next word. So let's understand that. Okay. So zalala are the root letters, Zoa, Lam and Lam. Okay. The word noun is made by this one, Zalalun or Zilalun actually. Zilalun means a cover or a shelter or a canopy. Good word in English they use canopy. What is canopy? You are sitting on a chair and your sun is shining and you put a little chhatri on you. That's called canopy. That covers you only completely. Okay? So that is zilalun. Its plural is zolalun. Plural is zolalun. Canopies, covers, shelters, something covering you. That is that. Now, so this is canopies. Then you put al before that. Al means the. First thing al will do is will remove one dhamma, and Za is the Shamsi letter, it will kill the sound of Lam, so it will be Az-Zolalu. Az-Zolalu means the canopies, the coverings. Then put Ka in the beginning. Okay? Ka means as, or like, or similarly. This is a harf jar, so it will change to kasra. So now the sound will be kazzolali, which is written in the Quran, which is there. Because when you say al zalali, lam is killed, so za takes the shadda on it. So pronounce az-zola, lu, and kaf will change to li, and you pronounce kaz-zolali, okay, which is written this way. Kaz-zolali means as the canopies. This is this quality of the mawj. The mawj is so heavy, the waves are coming so much that they maybe look like they will just, the ship will sink and the waves will take over and cover them. So Allah says, Ghashiya, when they are traveling, journeying in the oceans, sailing the ships, and then all of a sudden a stormy condition, and the waves start coming, and they cover them. Them is the pupil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about pupil, even though ship is happening. Like the canopies. So situation becomes so dire, Allah says, Da'awullah. So here again, Dal, Ain and Waw are the root letters. And this means to call, to supplicate, to make dua. Now one thing I want to again point out here is that in these three root letters, Waw is a weak letter. Harf illat. So when we make the word, this Waw will play something else again. First of all, Fa'ala. Fa'ala means he did. Put three fathas, it becomes the third person past tense. So do that thing. Da'awa, first of all. Da'awa, it will change, but let's just keep it there. It means he called. Third person prayed, supplicated, made dua. Then we are going to add a Waw, which is the Waw of plural. Okay? Waw of plural. That means now the meaning will be they called. They called. So now we have two vowels, and these two vowels sound, both are the sound letters. So what we do? We keep the harakat Waw and throw away the other Waw. So it becomes da'u. Da'u. But when you combine with the word Allahu, the word is Allahu, then you pronounce Da'avullah. Don't pronounce Da'avu, but pronounce Da'a. Waw combines with the lam, with the dhamma. Vulla. Allah is being called. Allah is not doing any action here. Allah is the maf'ul. Allah is the subject. When a noun comes as a subject, last letter dhamma changes to a fataha, like khalaqal insana. He created the man, insano became insana. Here, people are doing the job of calling. So they are the file, Allah is the maf'ul. And when the Allah is a maf'ul, then it has to take fatah on the last letter. So final combination word is Da'avullaha. They called Allah. They are starting calling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says mukhlisina. Again, khalasa are the root letters, and the word that we know is ikhlas, to be sincere. But root letter says khalasa means to be sincere. Okay. Now I'm going to add an alif in the beginning. It becomes bab afala. The meaning will be to make someone sincere. Just like when we add alif in the beginning, it becomes four letters. It becomes someone is doing, making you do something, or someone is working on something. When we have four letters like aslama, to make a doer we put a meme in the beginning, muslimun mukhlisun. So it becomes mukhlisun. Mukhlisun is a person who is being made sincere. Someone is making it sincere. Okay? He's not sincere himself. Some situation is making him sincere. So that is mukhlisun. Plural is mukhlisuna. Mukhlisuna are those people who are being made sincere for what, not the other reason. Okay? Mukhlisuna is the word. But again, these people are coming as the maf'ul of the situation. So when they become maf'ul, wuna changes to wina. Mukhlisina. Mukhlisina meaning remains same. The situation, the ghashiyahum, has made them sincere. Mukhlisina. They were not very sincere about calling Allah before, but now they are being made sincere. Da'awa is another verb that may also do that. Lahuddin. Very simple words. La, again pointing that la means to or for. And who is here is pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. Ad-Din is, Dinun means their faith. Ad-Dinu, you want to put al before that, it becomes Ad-Dino, the faith. Then you combine these together. Then the Ad-Dino is again as a maful, continuing several things. Their faith, their deen. They making their deen as sincere. There are other ways of explaining that. Sometimes the books of Arab will tell you that why Mukhlisuna changed to Mukhlisina. They say that you can in parentheses add a verb there. Making, let's say in English, if I put in parentheses hazaf, making, the word make, that's a doing action. Mukhlisina or Mukhlisuna become the maful of being, so it changed Mukhlisina. Similarly, Ad-Dina is a maful, so put something in the parentheses, making their deen. So put making in the parentheses as a verb. Ad-Dino will become Ad-Dina for that. So there are ways of defining this thing. Then Allah says, Falamma najjahum. Falamma means then when. After they made dua to Allah, being sincere in their faith, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala listened to their dua. Then Allah says after that, the word is najaw, are the root letters, 3 letters, fa'ala. We make bab a fa'ala by adding a shadda on the middle letter. Fa'ala will become najja. When you pronounce, not waw will sound with alif, so it becomes najja. Najja means to save someone, to deliver some, to give refuge to some. Nijat is from the same. Najja, he saved, he delivered, he brought them back to the dry land from the ocean. He did that. Whom means them are the people on the ship. So Allah is saying, Falamma najjahum, when Allah brought them to the land, ilal barri. Al-bar is the dry land. Al-barro, so root letters are barara. One of the meanings of barrun is dry land. Then you put al before that. The dry land, it will become al-barru, and then ila is a harfijar. To or towards. Harfijar will change barro to barri, dhamma to kasra. That's the word. Ilal barri, when Allah protected, delivered them, saved them, brought them towards the dry land from the ocean, which means the waves went away. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what is happening. Fa, then, means after they came back. Okay. Min means among. And whom means them. Them is again the people on the ship. Okay. What Allah is saying here, that there were all kinds of people, but some of them, then amongst them, some of them behaved differently than others. Some of them were so stubborn that they immediately forgot that they were calling Allah. They came on the dry land. I said, whoa, we were lucky. We got out of that mess. Don't thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people will be very much thankful to Allah. But here Allah is saying that there is a group of people among them whom Allah is calling muqtasidun. So let's understand what is muqtasidun is. The root letters are qaf, swad and da. Qasada. Qasada means to make an intention. Qasad karna, irada karna. Qasada means to make an intention. This is 3 letters, so they belong to Bab Fa'ala. We are going to add 2 letters, alif and ta. So it becomes if ta'ala. If ta'ala, this is how we make the word nazara intazara. We add alif and ta, so we make bigger word and meaning changes. So this will become alif and a ta. We are adding. These three letters are there: qaf, swad, and dal. Iqtasada. Iqtasada, there is a word iqtasad in Urdu also, that has a different meaning. Iqtasada means to be moderate, to take a middle path, darmiyana rasta. Okay, so that is the meaning of iqtasada. When you put a meme in the beginning, it becomes a doer. We just learned that in the aslama, muslimun, akhlasa, mukhlisun. So in other babs also, you put a meme in the beginning, and this time you do not pronounce this alif, so it becomes muqtasidun. That's exactly the word in the Quran. Muqtasidun is a person who is a middle path, who moderate person. Sometimes, yes, Allah did thankful. Sometimes, you are bad to me, not Allah's. Anyway, muqtasidun is a person who is middle way, sometimes hanging here, sometimes hanging there. So Allah says among them some people turn to be muqtasidun, they don't reject and don't disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time, but they sometimes do this, sometimes do that. So muqtasidun. Allah says wama yajhadu bi ayatina. So let's understand that jahada are the root letters. Jim, ha, and dal. Jim is here. This has different meaning than the word jahada is that, because unfortunately we do not know how to pronounce correctly, so we pronounce both of them the same way. This one ha comes from here, so it is a jahada. This is jahada, ha is coming from the front of the mouth. This has a meaning of to strive, to struggle, jihad. This has meaning to argue, to dispute, to verbally fight with one another. Jahada. So this word is being used. Yaf'alu, he does. Yajhadu, he disputes, he denies, he argues. Ma yajhadu, he does not. Ma brings the not meaning. So ma ya is yaf'alu, he does. Yajhadu, yajhadu, he denies or he disputes. Ma yajhadu, he does not dispute or denies. Bi ayatina, against ayat we came across many times. Bi means of our signs or our signs. So Allah says he or nobody denies our signs illa, except, but. Now there are three words there. Let's understand them. First of all, pattern is same as I just repeated. So root letters are ha, ta, and ra, and kaf, fa, and ra. Kafara means the one who denies, the ones who rejects. If in the beginning I said you can make ghafir, ghaffar, and ghafur. The version of ghafur is here, kafur. So what will be the meaning of kafur? Again and again he is being disthankful, ungrateful. So that is the quality of a mankind, that again and again he is being thankful to Allah, ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is using the word not kafir for him, but kafur for him, because he repeatedly is being ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This morning he will be thankful, in the afternoon he will be ungrateful, na shukra, kafur. So Allah says nobody denies our ayats except a person who is kafur. This one khatara. Khatara is the one who breaks his promise. Traitor. Ahad shikan. He will promise something. Yeah, I'll obey, I'll say namaz, and then he goes away. So Allah is using at the wazn of Ghaffar, which means a lot. Okay? So Khattar is a person who is a lot ungrateful. Not ungrateful, but traitor. Again and again, Khattarun. So this one is again and again he is being rejecter or ungrateful or nashukra. Khattarun is a person who is doing a lot of ahad shikni. Okay, so that is the meaning here. Kullun. Okay, now see, the word is Khattarun, the word is Kafurun, but the word in the beginning is Kullun. Kullun means each or every. Okay. Now first thing you do is that you combine these two words, and by the combination, just like you put an off in there, the first noun changes to kullu, the second changes to kasras. So it becomes kullu khattarin, every one of them. Nobody denies, disputes the ayat, our ayats, except every traitor. Or you can say after that, kullu kafurin, because if you combine with that, this will change to kafurin. Or you can say that this is the sifat of this person. Either way, dhammas to change to kasras. So illa kullu khattarin kafurin, when you stop is kafur. No one disputes with our ayats except two kinds of people. One kind is he is again and again being ungrateful. The other one is who is a lot of breaking the promise. I promised to Allah I will do this. I promised I will do that. I'll do this, I'll do that, and he breaks the promise. That's traitor, that's khattar. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the reader that there are two kinds of people who behave this way even after observing what happens to them in the ocean. They turn back to their previous nature. So with that, inshallah, we'll stop. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to understand. I sometimes go in more and in very details because there are a lot of new people online, and it's a good idea if I repeat that for them also. Sadaqallahul Azim. Inshallah.